Captain Paul from the locker room. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so. We're trying to reach 1,500 subscribers before the end of January. Let's get into it. So Connor Bedard, he's a phenom. He's considered the best prospect in this upcoming draft. He is someone that is going to be able to change franchises. Thus far in the season for the Regina Pats, in 28 games played, he has 27 goals, 37 assists for 64 points. So he's lighting it up. Last season, in 62 games played, he had 51 goals, 49 assists for 100 points. This guy looks like he is going to be a stud. I think anyone would be really blessed to get Connor Bedard. Now, let's have the discussion. Who needs Connor Bedard the most? Let's go into the two worst teams in each division and kind of go from there. Now, you have the Philadelphia Flyers. We'll start with the Atlantic. We have the Philadelphia Flyers with 29 points on the season, 11 wins, 17 losses, 7 overtime losses. And they could really use someone like that, right? Nice, some high upside, really skilled, needs some scoring punch. Then you have the Columbus Blue Jackets with 10 wins, 21 losses, 2 overtime losses for 22 points on the season. And yeah, I mean, that would be a great boom for them. Funny enough, I don't think Connor Bedard will go to a team in the Atlantic because the bottom end of the Atlantic is only separated by 3 to 4 points, and I just don't think the Atlantic's weak enough to have that bad of a team. So I'm going to exclude the Atlantic because I don't think Ottawa or Montreal is going to be bad enough to win the #1 pick overall. And I know it's a lottery, but hey, I'm going to go with the odds. Let's get to the Central. Now, this is the true suck division. The Arizona Coyotes, 11 wins, 16 losses for 5 overtime losses as well for 27 points on the season. Playing in a college arena. What better presentation for Connor Bedard to get used to the NHL than being in front of 5,000 fans? It'd be great. All jokes aside, Arizona does need a face of the franchise. Ever since Shane Doan left, they've been kind of searching for that. For the Chicago Blackhawks, and this has been a team that is just complete disarray. Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane will not be there next year. They have 8 wins, 20 losses, and 4 overtime losses on the season for 20 points, and they're one of the worst teams in all of the NHL. Chicago really could use Connor Bedard. I think losing Kane and Toews, if you get someone like Bedard, that gives fans hope for the future. And let me wrap up the last two teams I'll talk about in the Pacific Division, the San Jose Sharks that are 11, 18, and 6 with 28 points, and the Anaheim Ducks with 9 wins, 22 losses for 4 overtime losses for 22 points. San Jose has some nice pieces. Erik Karlsson has definitely re-energized his career. No one would definitely shirk away from getting Connor Bedard. Now, Anaheim, they have some good young offensive talent with Trevor Zegras and Troy Terry.
So I don't think they need
Bedard as much as these other teams because I just think these guys need to get older and need to mature. The one team in the NHL that truly does need Connor Bedard is the Chicago Blackhawks. Because once Kane and Toews leave, you really don't have much there in Chicago to cheer for. It would be good for the NHL, and it'd be good for the Chicago hockey market if they did get Connor Bedard. He would truly help energize that fan base and give them something to cheer for. Because if they don't get Connor Bedard, this season is just looking even rougher and rougher as it goes on. I'd be interested to know who you think needs Connor Bedard the worst out of all these teams in the NHL. I'm Captain Paul for the Locker Room. If you enjoy the content we produce on this channel, I'd appreciate if you could check out the Patreon and maybe subscribe there. We have a private Discord, have live Q&As, and we're going to have a lot of special stuff for patrons. So if that interests you in any way, shape, or form, head over to that link down below in the description. I'm Captain Paul, and I will see you in the next video.